What a beautiful day. This is simply inspiring.
You wouldn't be the author of Candide, would you?
Who are you? What do you want?
I am Johnny Harold from the Double Lucky 7 radio station, and I would like an interview.
What is an interview?
An interview is where I ask you some guided questions and you give me answers.
Fine, but I'm very busy. Make this quick.
So, what are the basics of Pangloss's philosophy?
Pangloss. Alright. Well, Pangloss's philosophy works like this. Events happen the way they must. It's set in stone. They happen that way, and they're always going to happen that way. But the way these events occur is the best possible way for them to occur. And so one example of this is he believes that the Baron's palace is the most extravagant palace in the world. Okay? But Candide, Pangloss's student, finds over the course of the book that Pangloss's philosophy is misguided, naive, ignorant, because Pangloss does not have experience of the world outside of the Baron's palace and the small surrounding area. For example, when Candide and his companion stumble across the country of El Dorado, where the dirt is literally made of gold and other precious jewels, and the palace of El Dorado of the king is far more grand than the Baron's palace. That is but one of the instances in which Pangloss's philosophy is disproved.
Go.
Cut!
Ah, Candide, the man himself. Where did Voltaire go?
He found a flash of inspiration. I'll be taking over the questions. Let us be off.
So, Candide, how has your attitude towards Pangloss's philosophy changed over the course of your journey?
Well, towards the very beginning of my journey, I believed that Pangloss was correct. But as I traveled, I met this other philosopher named Martin. We traveled together for a while, and he brought up some interesting counterpoints. There on the two opposite sides of the spectrum, blind optimism is Pangloss, and blind pessimism is Martin. Now that my journey is over, I've come to believe that I fall somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. And I also really just don't care. I'd like to just farm my vegetables. Just live. Life isn't worth living if you're only going to think about it and what life means. You have to live in the moment. Enjoy life. Because life is short.
So, how did El Dorado affect your personal philosophy?
Well, El Dorado really opened my eyes. Not only did it disprove Pangloss's theory of his example that the Baron's palace was the best, it wasn't. El Dorado was made of gold, like the dirt was precious jewels and gold, so obviously it's better than the Baron's palace, which disproved Pangloss's philosophy. It also opened my eyes to the evils of the world. I was naive. Like, I thought everything was the best it could possibly be. Then I go to El Dorado, a nation where people are virtuous and aren't greedy and don't have the basic human flaws that we have. It really opened my eyes to the evils of the world. Especially when that Spanish jerk stole my remaining gold and jewels. He tried to steal my money.
So, at the end of your journey, you retreated to a garden. Why?
I retreated to the garden because mainly I'd met up with Cunigond. I'd actually seen most of the world by this point. So there's not really any more point in exploring. Because so far, the bad things that happened to me have outweighed the good. So why not just stay in one place?
Interesting. According to your philosophy, we should live in the moment and not debate petty things. Doesn't that make this entire interview pointless?
But isn't the point of an interview to inform the masses?
Yes.
Okay, so then by asking me these questions, you're giving the public an insight to my philosophy, and you're allowing me to spread the message of living your life in the moment and not spending time debating petty things.
Gotcha. Where did Voltaire go? I still have a couple of questions for him. Candide? Candide! Where did you go? Voltaire, I've been looking for you.
Oh, hey. Hello, Mr. Reporter, sir. Johnny Harold, was it?
Yes, it was. I have a couple of questions I want to ask. So, what motivated the characters to keep going throughout all of these horrendous experiences?
Well, Candide was really motivated throughout his journey and to persevere through the horrific tragedies that he went through because of his promise to Cunegonde. He promised to marry her and he wanted to keep his promise, so that's what drove him to keep going, even though he got like whipped, almost got shot, almost got eaten, got all his money stolen, and then Cunegonde was ugly.
So, at the end of his journey, they all come to this house, and the old woman asks if it was more horrible to experience all of these tragedies or to sit here and do nothing. And during this, you said Candide was motivated to marry and keep his promise to Cunegonde, but she became horrific to look upon. Why didn't they just end it there?
Well, while going through his journey, while he went through horrific things, he realized that even if his life was gonna suck, it's still worth living, better than dying and facing oblivion.
And thank you to James, our cameraman, and Evan, our scriptwriter.
Ah!
Get back here!
Run faster!
I'm gonna kill you!
He's almost caught up.
We didn't say you could stop!